Oh yeah, got it.
Okay. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today.
Just waiting on some more people and then we'll start off. You've got a few faces on your screen. Well, I'm assuming, so Hannah, are we all on the screen?
Some are.
So they're lucky enough to have me on screen.
There's John. Got the right day
Oh,
today,
hi,
John.
John. Hi, everybody joining. We're just waiting on some more people to come in, and then we can start.
I think everyone's on mute. I think you're on mute there, John.
Maybe I should be on mute anyway.
Oh,
No, John.
We'd never say that.
No.
I'm trying.
Okay, I think we've got quite a few people in, so we'll get started. I can see Peter there waiting, ready to go for us. So I'll let Jamie introduce everyone.
Hello, everybody. I don't know if any of you have seen me before on some of these webinars. But what we'll do is we'll just start off with the disclaimer at the beginning that we normally read, that I'll read out to you, and then I'll just do like a brief introduction, and then you just can go straight on to Peter. So if we go to the disclaimer, thank you. Sorry, I can't see it very well. Okay, so I'll just read that out. So this is a corporate presentation from ATOS Medical Group. Nothing in this presentation provides any diagnosis, clinical advice, indication, guide, warranty, or guarantee. Nothing in this presentation can substitute individual advice or guidance from a qualified healthcare professional. You must consult your clinician or qualified caregiver for advice on your condition or prior to starting any exercise program or products that may be appropriate for you. Okay, that's the disclaimer. At the beginning there. I'm just going to say as well that we're going to record, you might have heard it say recording at the beginning, just to let you know that you guys aren't being recorded. It's Peter that, well, us and Peter that's being recorded, so not to worry about that. Won't be sharing you online. So as I said, I'm Jamie. I'm a head and neck nurse working for ATOS, so I go out into people's homes in the community and see people and provide support. And today we're joined by Peter Fletcher, who is a Tai Chi instructor. I'll let him do more of an introduction in a bit, because I'm not really au fait with Tai Chi. I'm going to join in, but so I pop in here, chief instructor at the British Tai Chi Academy, and has been teaching for the last 6 years. So I'll let him introduce himself in a minute. So just some housekeeping. So if you can keep your mics muted, if that's okay, just while the Tai Chi is going on, while Peter is talking, just so we avoid any noise. But if you do have any questions at all, either raise your hand, unmute yourself, or pop it in the chat, and we'll come around to it when we see the questions. Again, with the video, you can either have your video on or off. I think when you're doing the Tai Chi, I think Peter was saying maybe having the video on would be sort of nice, so you can see people participating. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, then feel free to have it off. So yeah, so I mentioned about raising your hand. So if you've got your video on, you can raise your hand physically or pop it on the the little raise hand emoji. Yeah, I think housekeeping wise, so I've said about you not being recorded, and what's worth to mention is just making sure you're somewhere where you've got a little bit of room. We're not going to be doing any kung fu crazy moves, but it might be good to have a little bit of room just to do some of the moves, so you're not in a confined space. Okay, and so also worth mentioning, popping if you do have a HME that is better for exercise, so it's the most breathable HME. If you're using Provox, then something like the Extra Flow. If you're not using Provox, whichever product gives you the best breathability, or if you're using Provox Life, then the Energy we would recommend for this sort of thing. If you haven't got the Energy, then the Go would be a good second to go to. But we're just going to say a little bit about the Go, Provox Life Go, in case any of you haven't sort of heard of it. And there's another slide coming up now. Okay, so yeah, this is what it looks like. It's basically got a wider foam, so it's got better breathability and less resistance. So when you're breathing, you don't feel so much resistance. So when you're doing things, you know, like going for a long walk, or, you know, going to the gym, or playing bowls, or like today, Tai Chi would be really great. You'll just find it better with your breathing. For physical activity, it's not, we wouldn't recommend using it all the time in the day and things, because it's not as much moisture, but it's really, really good for when you're sort of building up, when you're getting more exercise in. And did I say the Go a minute ago? I meant the Energy, sorry. A Provox Life Energy HME. It's a cool sporty design as well, so if you've got it at home, it'll be really great to use it if you don't mind. And it's not called the Go, it's called the Energy. Sorry. I'm going to stop talking now because I'm whittering on, and I'll hand you over to Peter, who will give you an instruction on Tai Chi, and then we'll do some Tai Chi that I'm going to join in.
There were some extra points there, Jamie, but we can skip over them. Just about Tai Chi being linked to improvements in stress, depression, and anxiety, and it helps manage, you know, arthritis and COPD and neck mobility and stiffness. There's been a few studies done on it, so it's worthwhile giving it a go and seeing if you enjoy it. But anyway, yeah, as we said, we'll hand over to Peter now, and he will take it away from there. So
That's not Peter.
no, that's still Jamie. There he is.
Thank you for the lovely introduction. A little bit about Tai Chi first. It's a very old martial art, started about 3,000 years ago, when a little monk from India went up to China to train with the Buddhists in China. When he got there, he found that because all the monks spent all day meditating,
Sounds bad.
so he used these techniques to start with to wake their body up. Okay, so I want you to take the heel of your hand and just tap your hip joints, just like that. Okay, this is encouraging blood flow and synovial fluid into the joint. And then change, come down to the side of your knees. Same thing, encouraging blood flow and synovial fluid into the joint. That helps wounds. And change now inside of the thighs. This one's got all your internal organs. And change now just below the knee on the outside of the leg, if you can get there. And change. And last one, just above the ankles. Or last one going there anyway. This one is strangely for your eyes. And change. Now, inside of the calf muscle, you tap it at the top and then at the bottom. So you go up and down on the calf muscle. And that's for your liver and your kidneys. And change. Up you come slowly, so there's no stars. Nicely done. Now, one arm. Going to tap into the armpit. This is for your lymphatic system. It frees up toxins from in and around the lymph node. and swap sides. That's looking good. And change. Now, the tricep muscle on the back of the arm, tap there. Now, the Chinese will tell you this is freeing up energy channels. Because I'm not Chinese, I'm English, I'll tell you, tapping the muscle relaxes it, so it takes the stress out of it. Okay, so it's very good for the elbow. Swap sides. Now, purely out of interest, I've been doing Tai Chi about 12 years or so since there or there, and change. Now, one hand palm down, then tap just below the elbow. Reason I took up Tai Chi was effectively my body was almost a technical expression. Bucket, I think it was. I've lost the cruciate ligament in my right knee twice. And because of that, I'm told I needed a new knee. They told me that when I was 55. I had multiple bulges, multiple discs, arthritis and impingement in my spine, and change. Okay? And apparently I had the hips of an 80-year-old woman, well, that was the quote from the doctor. Now, I admit I was in the Midwest of America at the time, but he wanted to replace my knee, both hips, and two from the spine. I said I was too young, I think it was 55, 56 at the time. And the throwaway comment was try yoga or Tai Chi. I tried yoga, I was just too old and inflexible, I couldn't bend. Fitting into a yoga class just didn't work for me. I tried the Tai Chi, and strangely, I didn't understand it, but it works, and it loosened up my whole body. So, moving along nicely. Turn your toes out, feet roughly shoulder width. All right, quick reason why you turn your toes out. If you're military style, with your toes pointing in front and you bend your knees, they do that, they collapse in. Turn your toes out, then when you bend the knees, they go out over your toes, and there's no stress in the knee joint. Really important for you. Okay? Now, a little bit of warm up. So we're going to start off by looking up to the ceiling. So feel a little tension in your lower spine, take your chin up as high as you can get it. Now look down to the floor, try and press your chin onto your chest. Again, ceiling, floor, and back to the front. Look to your right and your left. Right, left, and back to the front. Right ear to the right shoulder, so just tilt your head over. Then left ear to the left shoulder. Again, right and left. And back to the middle. Shoulder shrugs. Right shoulder first, so just gently bring it up. Then slowly lower it down. Left shoulder. And down. Right. And left. Now the complicated one, both shoulders together. So up and down. Again, up and down. Nicely done. One more. Up and down. Shoulder breaks. Take the right elbow, bring it all the way up, take it over to the rear. Make a little circle. Then the left elbow, all the way up. Right. And left. Both elbows together. Now squeeze your shoulder blades together as you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And reverse. Now roll your shoulders all the way forward this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Now both hands up, keep your arms straight, open and close your palms. So we go 2, 3, 4. Rotate the wrists and stretching your forearms and reverse. Nicely done. Pinch your fingers together, make a beat. Rotate them again. Stretches a different part of the forearms. And reverse. Nicely done. Drop the arms. Now you're going to rotate your forearms. I am going to come a little closer so you can actually see my arms. You won't see my head, but you can see my arms nicely now. Okay, and then reverse. That's good. Now one direction. And the other. Nicely done. Okay. Stepping back. This time, take your right arm all the way up and over. Push your fingertips as they go. Right arm again, all the way up and over. Left arm. Up and over. Again. Excellent. Both arms together. 1, 2, 1 more. 3, and reverse. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Put your hands on your shoulders. Stretch up, out. Now gently bend forward. Try and keep straight legs and a flat back if you can as you come down. Then come back up, because we're going to do it again. And go up, out, and down. One more. Up, out, and down. That's excellent. Now, hands on your hips this time. Just bend one knee. Don't bend the other, so you're pushing your hips from one side to the other. That's good. Now go right, back, left, forward. Right, back, left, forward, and then gently circle. The Chinese refer to this as polishing your hip joints. And the more of it you do, the better your hips will be. Okay, now back to side to side. Now we're going to go the other way around, so we don't unscrew anything. So left, back, right, forward, left, back, right, forward, and circle again. And hopefully that's gone over. Nicely done. Okay, now feet together. Bend your knees, put your hands on your knees. Now tiny circles, just little tiny ones with your knees. This is actually working around. Then reverse it. Still tiny circles, don't need any big ones in there. Excellent. And up you come. Now, a big step to the right with your right foot. Bend the right knee, and you need to keep your body upright, and you're stretching the hip flexor, which is the muscle down there. Then turn around, face the other way. Bend the left knee. Again, you're stretching this muscle. Try not to lean out over the leg. You want to keep your body upright, so it's stretching. Excellent. And last bit, toes out. Now, bend both knees. Try and keep your body upright. So you just come down. Now, the monks will meditate like this for hours. Luckily, we're not monks, so up you come now. You're not. Okay? Now, I normally do 30 or 40 kicks, but I'm not doing that today, so I'm just going to jump back a bit, put one arm out in front, and gently pull your fingers back. Now, keep a straight arm, that way you keep the stretching arm. And change hands. So again, you look sideways, palm is up, and pull them back. Gently. Try not to snap your fingers off. That gets embarrassing for them. And change hands. This time, palm up, press down, pull back. And change hands. Palm up, press down, pull back. Nice thing now. And hands down. Now, one arm up, support the elbow or the upper arm, whichever is more comfortable. If you're feeling flexible, you can go over the top and pull the arm slightly further. Either way, keep your chin up, don't let it pull your head down. Keep your chin up so you can breathe. And swap sides. And hands down. Okay, almost finished the stretching there. Gently bend forward from the hips, flat back, straight legs again, all the way down. When you've gone as far as you can, just let your hands dangle. Do not force it. Do not balance. Walk your hand to your right foot or point it with both hands if you can't reach it. And then point to your left. Again, use both hands if you can't reach it. That changes the shape of your body, gives you a better stretch. And back to the middle. Now, bend your knees slightly, slowly stand up. That just gives you a bit more control as you come up. Put your hands together and push up as high as you can. Nicely down. Now turn to your right. Then turn to your left. Back to the middle. Now drop your hands, clasp your hands behind your back, and lift them away from your body if you can. Now, most men struggle with this because we tend to be very tight in the shoulders. So if you can't, don't worry about it. You're not abnormal at all. Okay, it's a regular thing. And let your hands go. Now, shoulder taps. Take your left hand, tap your right shoulder. Take your right hand, tap your left shoulder, and repeat. Now, soft knees, turn again. Let your arms swing out and pat you on the back. And this helps align your spine. And it's just fine. And then slowly let your arms gradually come down. Nicely done. Okay, now, I normally do some balance work here, but very difficult online. So what we're going to do is something slightly different. Okay, now start off, put your arms out, move your weight over your right leg, put the left toes out in front. They can touch the floor. Okay, now take them to the side, touch the floor here, and then back. Keep the weight over the right leg, and move in. Out. And out. Two more. And out. Last one. And out. Feet together. Left leg out. Toes on the floor. In. Out. And out. And Last one. In. And out. Nice. Leave that. Okay, that's the warm-up over the way. Now, going back to the little old monk, Dharma, once he woken everybody's bodies up using those yoga techniques, they started to look at the way that animals kept themselves fit and also how they used to fight. The famous one is the snake and the crane. Monk came across the snake, crane, and the snake would be moving its head around and then very quickly trying to bite the crane, and the crane that has skinny legs and big wings would stand back, and then when the snake went to attack, it would just swap the snake away one end or the other. That rapidly developed into a full set of martial art moves. The original martial art was known as Xing, X-I-N-G, Y-I, and that broke very quickly into three distinct pieces: Qigong, Tai Chi, Kung Fu. And it stayed like that for about 2,500 years, all under the collective heading of Kung Fu, which in Chinese means military arts. So, what we're going to do now is a series of Qigong exercises. All right? Now, I know everybody there has had hours, probably, of instruction about how to breathe using the diaphragm. Okay? Umbrella shaped muscle across the midsection. You breathe in, you need the diaphragm to pull the air all the way to the bottom of the lungs. It makes your tummy stick out a little bit, or in my case, quite a bit. But that's the way babies breathe, right? And I use the expression in all my classes: breathe like a baby. If you've seen a young baby, child breathing, the tummies are going in and out constantly. That's the way we were designed to breathe. Okay? You must use the diaphragm, suck the air all the way to the bottom of the lungs when they do that. Okay? So we're now going to do a series of Qigong exercises.
Peter.
Diaphragm as Qigong number 1, or Qigong 6. Okay? So with Qi, we're going to start with feet roughly shoulder apart. Okay? Breathe in, now bend your knees, put your hands up to face level. Breathe out, hands come down, rest on your thighs. Again, in, out. In, out. One more. In, and out. This time, breathe in, bring your hands up, open your chest, hands come all the way to the sides, bring them back to the middle, and pull them towards you. Again, in, hands to the sides, out. Grab all that energy that surrounds you and pull it to your body. In, out. In, out. One more. In, out. And handstand. This time, we're going to imagine you've got a beach ball in your hands. Breathe in, bring it over to the left. So it's right. Breathe out, take it back to the left. Try to keep the shoulders to the front so you feel a stretch down the side of the body. In, out. In, out. Two more. In, and out. Last one. In, and out. This time, breathe in, come to here, breathe out. Dip the knees, take your left hand, touch the right palm. Dip them again, turn the left hand over, all the way up. Dip, right to the left. Excellent. Now breathe in, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Two more. In, and out. This time, breathe in, gently bend forward. Pick up all your stress up off the floor, lift it up, and throw it away. Breathing in, and out. In, out. Two more. In, and out. Last one. In, and out. This time, breathe in, turn to your left, cross your arms, push the little hook, relax your shoulders. Out to the front. Into the right. Out to the front. In, out. In, out. Two more. In, out. Last one. In, and out. This time, I'm going to cheat with this one. I'll show it to you first, then I'm going to turn around. People find it easier if I'm facing away when they do this, apparently. So all you do, you cross your wrists, you cross the body up over your head, then you turn and push to the side. Again, you cross your hands across the body, up over your head, turn and push to the side. But I'm going to turn that a little because apparently it is a piece of cooking. So, cross your arms, pull across the body, up over your head, now turn and push to the left. Again, cross the arms, up over your head, turn and push to the right. Breathing in, out. In, out. Last one. In, and out. Excellent. Right. Last bit for this qigong. I'm going to break it into a couple of pieces first. So just stand your feet together. Take your arms all the way up, cross them at the top, bring them down in front of your body. Go back a little further. Okay, all the way around, cross them, and down in front of your body. That's good. Let's do that. Now breathe in, out. In, and out. Now, if you can, breathe in, go up onto your toes, and then back to flat feet. Again, in, onto your toes, out. Nice, down. In, out. This time, go in the same way up onto your toes. Now, put your left foot behind the right, and lift your toes. In, up onto your toes, right behind the left. Get you ready for the golden arm. See them? Toes. And one more. In. And because it's a martial art. Right fist, left arm, a little martial. Nicely done. Okay, that's Qigong Series 1. If anybody needs water, have enough one because we're going to be talking for a couple of minutes. What we're going to do next is known, you'll find it on the internet as Tai Chi Shibashi. Tai Chi 18 movements. Its full title should be Tai Chi Qigong Shibashi.
Sorry, Peter, you're a little bit quiet. Could you just speak up a little bit?
My apologies, I'll try.
Okay.
The full title should be Tai Chi Qigong Shibashi. And it's got that title because it was a Shaolin monk Qigong series that people have suddenly hooked onto or latched onto and are now starting to use it and saying, we can teach Tai Chi because we can do this movement. But it is a Shaolin movement, and what I will show you now, or what I will get you to do now, is actually the Shaolin version. So, maybe not as pretty as what you'll get on the internet, but I'll get you to turn your hips a little bit. Okay, from one side to the other, and it should be, it helps you to develop power, basically. The nice thing about Tai Chi, whichever style you do, there's 5 styles. Chen is the oldest, Yang, spelled Yang. Second oldest, it was actually General Chen to manservant. Then you've got Sun, which is Korean, Wu are Chinese, but they're only about 70 or 80 years old each now. So relatively new. General Chen, the founder of Tai Chi, actually he wasn't the founder of Tai Chi, he just rebranded it a little bit. Learned his Tai Chi actually in the Shaolin Temple, but he was the man that is associated with discovering Tai Chi. He wasn't Shaolin, but been doing it for centuries before. So, Qigong, Series 2, as I know it, or Tai Chi Shibashi, as you'll find it on the internet. Okay. Now, it starts off the same way as the first series, strangely. So, you want your toes roughly shoulder width apart, turn down, then breathe in, bend the knees, breathe out. In, out. In, out. One more. In and out. This time, we do a movement called wing song. Now, stand on your feet, nicely relaxed, soft knees. Put your left hand in front of your face, right hand goes in front of your hips. Turn your hips to the left. You've got as far as you can, swap the hands over, turn your hips to the right. You may also find this on the internet as cloud hands. People have changed their name over the centuries. And again, hips to the right. Now, if you can, breathe in, one way, and out the other. Just turn it in, out. One more, in, and out. Excellent. This time, I'm going to turn sideways to show you this one first, and I'll turn back and we'll do it together. You put both hands out in front, you turn one palm up, bend the knees, pull that hand all the way back. Then dip them again, push that hand out in front, pull the other. A bit like doing the front crawl in the swimming pool. And that's good. Now, I'll turn around so I'll face you and hopefully you can go roughly the same direction. So, left hand up, dip the knees, pull the left hand all the way down. Dip them again, push the left hand out in front or the right hand. Again, in, out, in, out. 2 more, in, out. Last one, in, and out. Breathe in, breathe out. Excellent. Now imagine you've got a bag of sugar in each hand. Okay? Breathe in, lift the sugar up to hip height. Now turn your hands over, dip the knees, settle the head down. Again, in, out. In, out. 2 more. In, out. Last one. In, out. Breathe in, breathe out. Cross your hands in front of your body, circle the arms. So go in, out. In, out. 1 more. In, and out. So this time, breathe in, bring your hands down in the front of your body, pushing to the sides. Bring your hands back to the middle, heels of the hand go together, lift, separate. So in, out, and separate. In, out. Last one, in, and out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, grab some of the energy that's behind you, pull it round the front, bend your knees, push it out in front of you. So it's in, grab the energy, out, push it away. In, out. In, out. Last one. In, out. Breathe in, breathe out. This time you're going to do arms to the side. Dip the knees, take the hands all the way to the side. Breathe out, pull back to the middle, all the energy towards you. And then again, in, out. In, out. In, out. 1 more. In, out. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, going to do beach ball again. From the left, breathe in, out. Shoulders to the front. In, out. Last one. In, and out. Breathe in, breathe out. The next move is called appreciate the move. We're going to turn sideways and show it to you. Then I'll turn around and we'll do it together, hopefully. So, what you can spot on the rear wall and point it. You drop your arms down, they come up, over, and you point it again. Drop it down, Can you point it? Okay. I always describe this as being the drunk man in a barn exercise. If you ever bump into a drunk man, the likelihood is he will put his hand on your shoulder while he's talking to you. This is to stop him falling over. Okay? What you do, if that ever happens, you turn around, you point at somebody on the other side of the bar and say, that is my husband, my partner, wife, girlfriend, brother, whatever. Okay? Then you drop your hands down. The first one comes up, it lifts his hand off his shoulder, and the second one gets in firmly in the testicles. Okay? And then you carry on that. So you drop the hand down, up over, and point to the rear. So it's a figure of 8. Do this with me. I'll face away from this. Pick a spot on the rear wall. Drop the hands, they come down, up, over, and you point to it again. Down, up, and over. In, down, up, over. Out, down, up, and over. 2 more. In, out. Last one. In, and out. Nicely done. Okay, now back to its martial art roots. We're going to do a palm strike. Okay, with the left hand to the right. So you turn to the right, push your left hand out. Now bring the left hand in, make a little energy. Turn, left, push the right hand. Again, in. Turn your feet, turn your head. In. Out. Turn your feet, turn your head. 2 more. In. And out. 1 more. In. That's looking good. And out. This time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, feet together. Okay? If your heels come off the floor with this exercise, you've gone too low. Right? We're going to do it. Bend your knees and bring the hands up to head. It's called fly like a dove. Then again, in, out, in, out. 2 more. In, out. Last one. In, and out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, feet apart. Cross your hands in front of your chest. This is fly like an eagle. Bend the knees. Take your hands all the way around the outside. Then reach above your head. Flap the wings. And then cross your hands in front of your chest. So, in. Out. In. Out. 2 more. In. Out. Last one. In. And out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, soft knees. One hand up, one hand out. In. Out. Wax on, wax off. In. Out. In. Out. 1 more. In. And out. This time, hold the ball. This is called hold the ball. Now, to your left, bend the left knee, take the left hand up, drop the right hand down. Then swap. Okay. And it's in, out. In, out. 2 more. In, out. Last one. In, and out. Excellent. Now, last move for this session, or this bit, is called climb a mountain and waterfall. Climb a mountain is easy. What you do, you stretch up, go up onto your toes, and then the waterfall, fingers, I'm going to come close here so you can see fingers, and thumbs, those the little stubborn bits, come all the way down to the floor. Okay, so with me, hopefully, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Waterfall, fingers and thumbs moving all the way down as low as is comfortable for you. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Waterfall, fingers and thumbs. Yes, the little stubby bits do work. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Waterfall, fingers and thumbs. And the last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Waterfall, fingers and thumbs down as low as is comfortable. Nicely done. Excellent. Okay, I've only got about 10 minutes left. If anybody wants a question answered, text the ladies or put it in the chat. They will tell me and I'll try and answer them for you. Otherwise, we're going straight into another exercise. So this time, I'm going to start off with your feet a little wider than the shoulder width. Okay, now put the fingertips together, breathe in, lift them up, at face height, tilt your head back, turn your hands around, and then push your hands all the way up and over. So that's in, out. One more. In, and out. This time, breathe in, take the hands all the way around the outside, fingertips touch, gently bring all the way down the middle. And bend your knees a little and hold the ball. This one's called the archer. Okay? Archer. Right hand goes out, left hand comes up like you're pulling a bowstring. And hold the ball. This time, left hand out, right hand out. Pull the bowstring. And hold the ball. Again, breathing in, out. In, out. 2 more. In, out. Last one. In, and out. This time, swap the hand over, push the left hand all the way up, right hand goes down. Again, bend the knees, hold the ball. Swap the hand over, right up, left down, look at the bottom hand. In, out. Look at the bottom hand. In, and out. In, out. 2 more. In, last one. Out. And hold the ball. This time, separate the palms, drop them down. Okay, this time, put your right hand on your right shoulder, bring the weight over to the right. Now let the weight run all the way down that leg. Come across the middle, over to the left, and on up on the left side. Excellent. Left ear, left shoulder. All the way over. All the way down that leg. Cross the middle. And up and over. This time, hands on your hips or round the back on your bottom. If you can, you're going to gently bend forward, run your hands all the way down back to your legs, over back to your calves, down to your ankles, onto the heels, round to the toes, bring them into the middle, push them away from you, and when they lift off the floor, slowly stand up. Again, fingers come down, round the leg, onto your bottom, down the backs of your legs, all the way down, over the calves, down to your ankles, onto the heels, round to your toes, into the middle, push them away, and slowly stand up. And down. This time, chest high, pull the elbows back, make two fists. I can come a little closer to this bit. With your right hand, punch. Slowly. Grab some energy. Put it back in. Left hand, punch. Grab. Put it back in. Excellent. Breathing in. Out. In. Out. Two more. In. Out. Last one. In. Out. This time, both hands come around, fingertips touch, and bring them down. Okay, just going to do a little bit to finish, I think, because I've only got about 2.5 minutes left. So, feet apart, this time, breathe in, take the hands all the way around the outside, and they get to the top, put them together like you're at church. Bend the knees and bring the hands down. Link the fingers together, push them up, and then all the way around the outside. Again, in, bend the knees, fingers together, out, and all the way around. This time, breathe in, come to here, breathe out, gently turn to the left, arms around your body. In, back to the front, arms extended, out, turn to the right. Arms around the body. In, out, turn your hips. In, out, turn your hips. We've moved forward, breathe in the same way. Breathe out, bend your knees, arms around your body. In, out. In, out. Last one. In, and out. This time, hands behind your back. Bend the knees, cross your hands once, twice, circle up, over, around, and behind your back. Breathing in, out, in, out. Two more. In, out. Last one. Slightly different. Breathe in the same way. Breathe out, let your fingertips touch. Gently bring them horizontally all the way down. Now with both hands, grab some energy, pull it to you, settle it down, no tension in the way down. Again, in, out. Last one, in, out, no tension. Left foot to the right, right foot, left arm, a little back on. And I hate to tell you, but that's my time up, I'm afraid. That's it, coming down here. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you could hear me okay. Otherwise, it was a waste of time. But if
I had some very strange looks. I was doing it in front of my kitchen window. People were walking past.
but did you enjoy it? That was the main thing.
I did. Really relaxing.
Good.
Thank you very much. It's brilliant.
My pleasure. My pleasure. As I say, pick whatever you need from the video. I did try and cram a lot in. I missed a couple of the more complicated bits out on purpose, just because I know this is your first time doing it, most of you, and I didn't want it to be too challenging for you. Hopefully you'll find that beneficial. As I say, I took up Tai Chi because my body was buggered. That was what? That was 55 when that started, and I'm 69 now, so it's 14 odd years back. I know you said I've been teaching for 6 years. That's not quite true. I've been back in the country and I've been teaching up since I've been in the country, so that's 7. But I also did about 3 years when I was in the States where I learned. So I've been teaching now for about 10 years on the end. And I still haven't had any surgery on my body, which is the really good thing.
If anyone wants to do Tai Chi, is there any way that you can point them in the direction of, or if people want to do it more?
If they want to do more, if they go to my website, BritishTaiChi.com, they can either talk to me and I can recommend somebody if they're not in my area. If I know anybody that's suitable, we do have a few people round about, and that is the link I see there, BritishTaiChi.com, it's just flashed up. I do classes in and around Warwick, Leamington, and that way we go. I've got an instructor in Banbury, I've got instructors down in Surrey now, and they all teach the system that I teach, so I can thoroughly recommend them to anybody. There's also a thing, it's called the Tai Chi Union, but it is a business, and basically anybody can set up as a Tai Chi instructor. They don't need a certificate to teach, they should have insurance, but some of them don't actually do that. And the Tai Chi Union, you can actually just get on their database by paying them £25. Or I think it's still 25 anyway. I disagree with that because I've had people come to me that have gone to instructors off the Tai Chi Union and they haven't been, let's just say, professional. And there's 1 or 2 techniques that they could probably be arrested for. But hey ho, that's the same with anything else.
So you want the proper benefits for your health, don't you?
You do. You do.
There's one comment from Rosamond here. She said, looks great, but the surgeon cut my muscles and nerves in my left arm, so can't raise my left arm.
Okay. I have, in the class I taught this morning, I had a young lady by the name of, a lady by the name of Christopher Ackers, and she's had a stroke and she's lost the use of her left arm, but she can use her right. And she does the moves, she just does them one-sided. I've tried to get her to lift her shoulder up occasionally as much as she can, but she can't use her arm that side, so she just does Tai Chi one side.
Well, that's great, so you can still do it.
Yeah, there's no reason why you can't, and her balance was noticeably better today when I was checking on her. So yeah, there's no reason why you can't do it. I've had people that can only sit down and they do Tai Chi seated. I do nag them to make certain they do move their legs, but there's no reason why you can't. Tai Chi is a marvelous thing. It adapts to everybody, whatever level of fitness you're at. He said, trying to stand up because I'm kneeling down. When you're new, he's tilting this back down again. Okay. When you're new, everybody does Tai Chi with 2 straight legs. Doesn't matter what they're doing, both legs are straight. After a week or so, they go, oh, it's bending one knee, and they do this. Okay. But it's only as you get better, you notice that if I do that standing sideways, that my knees are already bent. Both knees are bent, and they stay that way, basically all the time I'm teaching. So it does adapt to whatever level of fitness you are, because the fitter you are, the more you can bend your knees, and then it works better for you. And the only difference between most world champions and most beginners is basically the amount they bend their knees, because it enables them to move or glide across the floor, rather than looking rather
like a dance.
Lumpy to start with. So it's really good, really easy, and I recommend it to everybody.
Brilliant, thank you.
Okay.
Hopefully Rosamond can give that a go then, maybe. We'll share this video afterwards, Rosamond, so maybe you can give it a go one-sided.
And Geraldine said she really enjoyed it, but only had 2 or 3 ins and then the same with the outs. We think she might mean with the breathing in and out. Does that matter? So does it matter if she's only doing 2 or 3?
No, what happened, when you first start, I say don't worry about the breathing normally, just breathe. Because you're learning something new, a lot of people will, when they start to concentrate, stop breathing, they hold their breath. And you can see people going red in the face. or I say breathe in, and then I start talking, which I got a bad habit of doing, telling people what they're doing, and I forget to say breathe out. And you can hear them waiting for me to say breathe out.
Oh, no.
So no, when you start, don't worry about it. Breathe using the diaphragm. That's the big thing. And COVID, marvelous thing, scars the lungs. Most people in the West only breathe using their lung, or the top half of their chest. All right, they don't use the bottom half of their lungs at all. Just use the top half. From memory, you only get 30% of the oxygen from the top half, 70% comes from the bottom half. So if you only breathe using your chest, you're restricted. If you then get COVID and it scars your lungs, if you're only using 30% of its capacity and it drops you by half, you're only using 15% and you're in a bad way. You must breathe using all the lungs. So breathe deeply, tuck the air to the bottom of the lungs where they do their best work. And then if you use the whole of the lung, even if you lose 50% because of COVID or whatever, that's effectively leaves you 1 lung to use that's perfect. And in the States, when you get a lung transplant, I don't know about over here, they only give you 1 because they say that's perfectly adequate for you to live a happy life with just 1 lung.
Yeah.
And I've had people in my class in the States with 1 lung.
Okay.
So,
yeah. We have quite a few people with laryngectomies that I visit that have got sort of half of 1 lung or a lung removed.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of them get taught breathing exercises and things at the hospital, which is really great. So to get that full lung breath.
Okay. Right. And on that cheery note, I will love and leave you.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you so much.
Strangely, I've got somewhere else to be. It happens to me. I don't know why, but yeah. So I will say goodbye.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and I hope
That's
to see
brilliant.
you soon. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Peter.
No worries. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I hope everyone else enjoyed that. Do we have any other questions, or does anyone want to say anything else? Otherwise, everyone's free to go.
We're fed up with our voices by now. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. It was really great to see you all here.
Sorry about
It was bad.
John.
What
Yeah,
did you say, John?
the echo.
Because he was away, it was all echoing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But because you can see what he was doing.
yeah, it was very echoey.